Dia de Muertos, Day of the Dead, is a vibrant Mexican holiday celebrated on November 1st and the 2nd, honoring deceased loved ones. Rooted in pre-Hispanic traditions and later influenced by Catholicism, it views death not as an end but as a natural part of life. During the celebration, families create ofrendas, altars, to welcome back the spirits of the departed. These altars are decorated with marigolds, Simpa Suchil, candles, photos, and favorite foods and items of the deceased. Traditional foods include pan de muerto, a sweet bread, and sugar skulls. Skeleton figures, often dressed in festive attire, represent the joyous embrace of life and death. In many regions, families visit graves, clean and decorate them, and hold vigils. The holiday has become an icon of Mexican culture, showcasing the blend of indigenous and Spanish influences and celebrating life, memory, and community. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Daniel here, your avid thrifter here on Golden Finds, and today's video is going to be a decorate with me session. Now, it is a very special occasion. It is in celebration of Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. And I cannot wait for you to see how I deck out my hutch for this very special celebration. So what is Dia de los Muertos? Day of the Dead is a celebration where you are remembering those that have passed on, whether that is your family, your friends. There is also even a day dedicated for your pets. So it's really just being in remembrance of your family, being surrounded by those that you are with, your family, your friends, celebrating the ones that we have lost in our lives and how special they were. And the ofrenda has a lot of special meaning. It has a lot of special symbolism that you will see throughout this entire video, which I will of course point out. Now, my ofrenda is going to be what I will say a very light version of one. There are some elements of an ofrenda and altar that usually are present in all of the ofrendas across Mexico, but I am not going to be doing every single thing that involves it in an ofrenda. I will point out some of those things in the video, but like some of the things that I can tell you right now is I won't have papel picado, which is those beautiful pieces of square cut paper that have a lot of intricate shapes and details. I won't have that. I also won't have actual live food or faux food for that matter. I'm not gonna have any type of food, and I will tell you guys all of the symbolisms of behind those items and why they're placed throughout the video, even though they're not gonna be featured. But I do hope that you enjoyed this special video, and you are more than welcome. When I did have TikTok a while ago, I did create a different ofrenda, and in my eyes, it kind of went viral. It got into the 1 million views and everyone was raving about it. And at that time, it was a very colorful one, but I am actually choosing the route of a neutral tone. So you're going to mostly see all neutral tones and bright colors of the flowers. Again, I'm also not using the traditional flower, Simpa Suchil, which is the marigold. I'm actually just using mums, I believe that they were from Michael's, and I got some from Dollar Tree as well. Those are going to be my replacements for those. And when I made that viral TikTok, a lot of people were messaging me, commenting on the TikTok video if they were able to create an ofrenda. Now, the reason why they were asking is because I think it had to do with the fact that their cultural background does not observe Day of the Dead, or they don't build ofrendas for their deceased loved ones. And my answer to all of them, and to you if you're interested in building one, is yes, you absolutely can. You can create your ofrenda in many, many ways. There's absolutely no right or wrong way. There is going to be that person that most likely will come in and say, well, you're missing this, you're missing that. It's not a traditional ofrenda. And that is okay. Just Disregard what people will say and you build it the way that you like, using your own colors, using your items, whatever you want to use to build your ofrenda. I absolutely invite you to create your own if you would like to. I will go ahead and also place the dates of the Day of the Dead celebration, which is right after Halloween. I'll place them right here for those of you who are interested in building an ofrenda. And again, it does not have to be elaborate. It can be super simple, and it's just a special place for you and your friends and your family and your loved ones to observe those who are no longer here. But the overall celebration of Dia de los Muertos is to celebrate life. Celebrate life, not to be sad, but of course you can still be sad because, you know, we did lose the loved ones that we are placing into the altar. But it's really more about a celebration about life and a constant reminder that we really always must live each day to the 100% that we can and enjoy life to the fullest, because you just never know where life will turn us. And, you know, before we get too sentimental, let's go ahead and get started with this special video. I do hope that you guys enjoy this. I am going to be using a lot of my DIYs that you have seen in the video and thrift items that I converted into DIY items as well. And again, I'll showcase everything that I will be using if you're interested in creating your own ofrenda at home. But if you're new, I hope that you enjoyed this type of content. It's always mixed in with my thrifting sessions and hauls. And for all of those of you returning, thank you so much. I appreciate you all as always. Make sure you guys are also hitting that notification bell so you're always notified when I drop a new video out weekly. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with our ofrenda for Dia de los Muertos. Now, there are a few key elements in ofrendas that I will not be featuring in my ofrenda specifically, but I still wanted to go ahead and share the items that you will normally see in a ofrenda or altar. So these are some of the things that you will see commonly placed among Dia de los Muertos. Food. Plates of food are placed on ofrendas to feed the souls as they come to visit. Indigenous people believe that souls have to make a long journey to the living world and can become hungry along the way. Some people prepare their loved ones' favorite dishes and place them on the ofrenda. Corn is commonly left on the ofrenda to honor our ancestors. Papel picado. Colorful strings of papel picado are hung on ofrendas to represent wind and air. The pieces of paper have holes and allow wind to flow through them, which symbolizes a soul's journey to the living. The papel picado is also used to add color to the ofrendas. Water. Indigenous groups were greatly influenced by the earth and its elements during Dia de los Muertos celebrations. A cup or bowl of water is left on an ofrenda to represent purification. It also acts as a symbol to help cleanse the souls that are traveling back to the land of the living. Incense. People often burn incense on an ofrenda to help draw the souls in with the smell of smoke. From a religious standpoint, incense is also used to purify and cleanse the air. Picture frames. Photos serve as a visual representation of the loved ones being honored on the ofrenda. The pictures also help encourage the souls to return by letting them know the ofrenda is dedicated to them. Building your ofrenda can really bring you some bittersweet moments. Sometimes it can be very difficult to look back at these pictures and remember your lost loved ones. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the members on my ofrenda, I was too young to remember like my grandmother right here or my grandparents in the first picture that you saw, that I wasn't able to fully get to know them as I met them when I was way too small. This is my grandpa and my uncle. These were from my mom's side, and the very first grandparents that you saw were from my dad's side. This was my cousin who unfortunately passed away, as well as her mother, who was my dad's sister, who passed away unfortunately just within a few months apart from each other. And it can be very bittersweet looking at all of these moments, but we have to also remember the good times and always keep that with us. Sugar skulls, or calaveras, especially in the form of sugar skulls, are commonly placed on ofrendas to represent death and rebirth. The calavera, a skull, is an important symbol in indigenous cultures because it is a physical representation of the underworld. I absolutely love these figures that I found from Ross. I was so happy when I came across them. I had searched so many different Ross stores. I also had my wonderful YouTube friend, Allie. Allie, thank you so much for keeping an eye out for me for these beautiful pieces. I absolutely appreciate you for keeping an eye out for me. I was able to find two of them in the same store. One of them was damaged, but they were able to give me a really great reduced discount at Ross. So if you ever come across anything from Ross and it is damaged, it doesn't hurt for you to ask for a discount because they usually always will give you a great price if the item is broken. But I think that these absolutely came out so beautiful. And these are not mostly the traditional Catrinas that you will see, which are the skeletal figures that have like whimsical clothes and fun things on them. But I just really love that these fit so well with the aesthetic that I was going for, which was again a neutral look. And the picture frames are from the Target dollar spot section that I found a few months ago. As soon as I saw them, I knew that they would be the best thing for my ofrenda. They were all the same size and the same color. And these DIY skulls that I've made definitely bring in a pop of color with that matte terracotta color. So I really, really was super happy with how all of these items came together. The Simpa Suchil, or the marigold, one of the most recognizable items placed on ofrendas are the Simpa Suchil flower that have a distinctive bright orange color. The Simpa Suchil is the official flower associated with Dia de los Muertos. It is a vibrant flower and it is used to attract, but then also the scent is intended to help guide the dead to the altar itself. I really love how all of these vases were thrifted. So this is a big plus for me because I really love showcasing to you all how I get to utilize my thrift finds. Now, I really recommend that you always try to do this for yourself as well. If you're ever in the search for something, always thrift for it first. You just never know what you can change or upcycle or turn into something else completely. And these vases were absolutely the perfect thing. If I were to buy these individually at a big box store or anything else like online, I know that I would have been paying a hefty price for them, especially since some of them were terracotta. And I just really love being able to thrift for items and styling them up in your own way. So I really hope that this brings you a source of inspiration when you're watching this to definitely get creative and hunt at your local thrift store to see what you can change or updo into your own very style. Candles. To symbolize the element of fire on ofrendas, candles are placed to help light a path for the souls to follow. The belief is that the souls are in the underworld in darkness, and they use the light from the candles to travel to the living world. Now, I believe it is usually customary to have a candle for each individual that you are placing into your ofrenda, but unfortunately, I did run out of some of these candles. So I think I had one or two um, being shared amongst the memory of my family. I think I had all the other ones being placed out on my pumpkins on the inside, on the outside and the inside of my home. So I did run out, but of course these were also thrifted. I always find a lot of these battery operated candles, and usually when I find them, I pick them up because they become so helpful during this time of the season. Now, for the most part, you definitely will see crosses in a ofrenda. Usually, if you decorate the gravesite, which is what a lot of people also do, is they do visit the actual grave of their loved ones and also decorate it for Dia de los Muertos, then there usually will always be crosses, and you're going to see a lot of other items as well that are in a ofrenda decorated in the loved one's tombstone. So I absolutely fell in love with how this DIY came out for this cross. I think it definitely gives it a very pop of color, especially since our walls are white. The cross really stands out on its own, and it's just a beautiful piece. And this is something that I picked up from Home Goods, and it has some candles that I found on Amazon. They are set on a timer, which makes things so much more easier. They turn on by themselves and also turn off after a few hours. And last but not least, I did have these leftover flowers that I had found from Dollar Tree several years ago, and I know they're not the Simpa Suchil or the marigolds, but I wanted to place a few of them around the ofrenda to definitely give it more of a pop of color. These are absolutely beautiful, and although they are not the correct flower, they almost resemble it 100% close to it. So I do hope that you all enjoyed me decorating this ofrenda, and I hope that it brings you a source of inspiration and that you will be motivated to create your own ofrenda for your loved ones. Don't forget that they also include pets as well, so you're able to create an ofrenda for your pets as well. Or if you want to combine it all with your friends, your family, your pets, everyone that you want to include in remembrance. And remember that the holiday is a celebration of life, and also to remember the great moments that you had with all of these individuals that you had placed onto your ofrenda. So I do hope that you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to stay tuned for the reveal, which is going to happen right now. And I hope that you truly enjoyed this video. I am sending you all lots of love and a big hug. If you have lost someone recently or within your life that you truly miss, don't forget that they are still with you. They are always watching over you, and they will always be near you. We must always keep their memory alive and reminisce in the good times in their lives that we were present. So always remember that they're watching over us, and they will always be with you. And they're never truly forgotten if we are always remembering all of the magical and beautiful moments that we had with them in our lives. So I wish you all a happy Dia de los Muertos, and again, sending you all a big hug and lots of love if you have lost someone in your family or a friend or a pet one, anyone in your life who is no longer present. But remember to hold them on tight and hold on to their memory always, because they're always with you. I will see you all on our next video, and thank you so much for tuning in to this very special moment here on Golden Finds.